Hello and welcome everybody. We're going to be playing in this edition of Know Thy Enemy. We're going to be playing this deck, which I'm just not sure why it's doing well anymore. Apparently there's been like a crazy resurgence of this deck. It's been doing pretty well online, consistently putting up results, and it went 5-0 in a recent preliminary. And I'm like, why? I've been facing it a lot in the Magic online queues as well, and I just don't understand it. So that's what we're here for today, right? So we're trying to figure out why this deck is good and if it is good. But yeah, this is a list that 5-0 the prelim, as I was just saying. So I just copied and pasted it, nothing too wild. So we're gonna see how this works. So basically, this deck is based around the card As Foretold. As Foretold allows you to cast 0 casting cost cards for free, obviously. And then later in the game, it becomes better and it allows you to cast, cards like Force of Negation, like all of your other cards. But the real reason why this card is here, because it's a 3-mana Ancestral Vision, Crushing Footfalls, or Restore Balance. So this is like the main card that this entire deck revolves around. Of course, Electric Dominance is basically like a one-shot As Foretold for the low cost of 2 red mana. So you can actually use Electric Dominance to actually cast your 0 casting cost spells as well. And then we have access to Force of Negations, and then a bunch of cantrips. I guess a couple of spell snares, which are interesting. Lightning Bolt as interaction, I imagine, against the aggressive strategies. A Braid and is a Charm, just as one-offs, which is kind of weird. Finale of Promise also allows you to cast zeros, by the way. All of these are sorceries, so I guess that you can do like red and just cast one of these guys from your graveyard. Seven Spirit Guide to speed ourselves up, and you're gonna see the 3 greater Gargadons here. And the main reason for Gargadon, of course, is because it's, oddly enough, the win condition. When you combine it with Balance, you can sacrifice all your lands and all your permanents for that reason, leaving yourself with an As Foretold in play. And then the balance resolves, your opponent needs to sacrifice all the lands and creatures, and then like a couple of turns later, you get a 9/7 and you just end the game with it. The only thing that I'm really perplexed by right here is the mana base, right? Especially when we're drawing 2 Blood Moons in the sideboard. Like, we have a single island and 4 fetches, that's it. Like, everything else is like Spiral of Canals and like Chalklands and Fire Islets. So also 17 lands, which seems pretty low to me. But again, I've never played the deck, so this is why we're going to try this out today. So yeah, without further ado, I didn't talk about the sideboard. The sideboard is just like some ley lines, I imagine, for this spell decks, and I guess it could be good against burn as well. Angers, Blood Moons, as I was saying earlier. Ancient Grudge, which I don't even know why. Ancient Grudge hasn't been good in a long time. Shattering Spirit, couple of Veil of Summers, which, we are already splashing green for the Crashing Footfalls to suspend it. So the Veil of Summers are kind of free, and some Grafdigger's Cage against combo on graveyard decks. But, yeah, let's see what's up. If this deck ends up being a mess, I'm gonna play something else later, by the way. The second league is gonna be with something else. Dear chat, I come to you in this time of confusion. Can someone tell me about the big tournament on Arena this weekend? There's so much love. You're in the wrong chat, unfortunately. I don't really play Arena, and yeah. Most people in chat here don't play Arena either, or they do so only very casually. I've actually been starting to play more Arena because I have been drafting on it. I know, sue me. Hey Gacho, how's it going? How many no-landers are we gonna see today? Snapkeep, right? Hey, how's it, man? How's it going? Double As Foretold, we can get 2/4 on turn 3. Broken. Absolutely broken. My opponent's this amulet guy. That's me. Why play companion when you can get 2/4 for turn 3? Exactly. Sometimes your reputation works for you, you know? Dark Slick Shores. Real question now, should we... All right, that answers my question. I was thinking about just fetching for the Stomping Ground and Shocking and suspending Crushing Footfalls on one, because it kind of guarantees that it's going to come down eventually. Robert. All right. Nope, we don't want to cast it. I want to cast this. Nissa, Steward of Elements. Wow. No words. No words at all. No words at all. Lol? We cast this, right? Oh, I didn't hold my... That was bad. Well, I guess our opponent has a counterspell. All right, cool. Good thing I didn't sack all my lands. Awesome. Technically a 2-mana walker. Yeah, I mean, technically. You can't recast it with Udo, though. With Lurrus. Never punt when opponent punts for you. I mean, they kind of unpunted me. There's the cat. So many triggers. So many upkeep triggers. Okay. So let's cycle. Another balance would be great. Aberrate. So I guess I'm gonna kill the Bob, right? They can recast it, but it's one less card that they draw. Because they can just unearth the Lurrus, so they just don't even do anything. So I think I'm just going to kill the Bob here. Which is weird, but I think it's correct. Nissa, Steward of Elements. Huh. This doesn't seem like a good card. Could have played a rare with that Foretold and suspended second Gargadon. Oh, that's true. That's true. All right. All right. Maybe that was better. Interesting that my opponent went for this without knowing what I have on top. Also, I should definitely click the other way around. So we are on 2-turn clock, so we kind of have to draw what's his name right now. Crashing Footfalls. I mean, that's to buy some time. Gonna cast this with as Foretold. So now we have 2 4/4s. We have to make sure. I mean, we can sack the Rhinos to the Gargadons, so we definitely want to keep track of that. We unfortunately are not. This is on 6, I think. It's weird. Like it's not letting me. It's not letting me see the counter here. So I think it's a 6. Can I change it? No, there's no way I can figure this out. All right, I think it's a 6. I'm fairly certain it's a 6. All right, another attack with the Tar Pit. Leaving up green mana? Say what? Funny thing is, like, if we draw balance, we just win here. Or if we draw the card that casts from the graveyard, the Finale. Finale would also be lethal. I mean, I say lethal, but in reality, it's not lethal. It's just, it just would be good. Yeah, I think it's better to cast this with mana, because we can draw into Ancestral into something, so it's better to cast this with mana. Good job, me. Good job, me. Cast with Foretold with 3 counters. I draw 3. All right. Draw 2. Then discard 2 cards. Blue, red. Damn it. So this digs me 1 card deeper, but I kind of want to kill this Cavenginus. I guess I can kill the Tar Pit, which is even better. Yeah, I think I have to make Rhinos and bold Tar Pit. So we discard this and we discard this. We make more Rhinos. Can we start attacking? I think we can probably attack. Or is it kind of greedy to attack? I think we attack. With 1. Burning Pool. Look at Bob doing work. Look at Bob doing work. Quite an interesting game we got in our hands. Inquisition. What do I bolt? Because, like, obviously we have to bolt something, but I think I'm gonna bolt the Scavenging Ooze. Because it makes the thing a better draw. Like the card that casts the thing from my graveyard. Yeah, for Finale, thank you. Okay, so we know 3 cards from their hand. I guess that whatever we bought, it didn't really matter because they have Unearth. So, like if they wanted to do the thing, they would just Unearth. Do you have another swamp? They do have another swamp. Okay. So opponent seems to just be playing like a bug. Just like bug stuff. Not too certain of what they're doing over there. Do we have lethal? So opponent is at a virtual 14 and they can block 3. So we don't have lethal, but we can force chumps. We force them to chump with everything. Feels bad, man. Yeah, it's just better to attack than to not attack. So we would need to sack... Oh, no, we cannot sack enchantments to this. We can sacrifice artifact, creature, or land, so we cannot actually bring out the Gargadon unless we sack one of the Rhinos, which means that we're not really making progress. Like the Rhinos trample and the Gargadon does not. So yeah, if we were able to sack enchantments, I think that we would be in fine shape. Because our opponent goes to 14, right? They go to 14 from the Lurrus, and then we take... And then they take 12, 13. Man, we're going to bring them down to 1. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. We're like one suspend, counter, or permanent away from lethal. Oh wait, we could have sacked this! We could have sacked this! Oh my god, I didn't see the line in time! Oh, they have a removal spell? Oh, they have a removal spell. Okay. So with them having a removal spell, it's better for me to let this resolve then. Wow, that's crazy. That would have been the line. We actually had lethal. We just sack this guy to the Gargadon, and then they don't gain life, and they would have taken exactly 11. Yeah, we're just dead now. We're just dead to the tar pit. And our opponent is gonna go for it because they don't have any other choice. Like they're just dobs next turn otherwise. Wow, that was a close game. Really close game. Yep, they even get to peek. Wow, we were 1 counter short, or I guess that we kind of weren't. Alright, so we want Veils for sure. I don't think we want ley lines. I think the cost of playing ley lines is going to be pretty high. And we definitely want Anger. And that's it. I don't think I want Force of Negation. Spell Snare looks great. Bolt seems medium. Versus what do I play? Leyline? Versus like stuff like John, which they go really heavy on discard spells. I expect my opponent to have like 3 or 4 Inquisitions at most. Cages, I am not too high on cages. Like they stop Lurrus and absolutely nothing else. That doesn't do enough for me. Blood Moon against my opponent's deck that potentially has Astrolabe? I don't think so. Not too high on that. Honestly, it's possible we don't even need Anger. It's quite possible we shouldn't just bring Anger even. And just do something like this. It stops on Earth, yes, but it's not a particularly relevant card. Like we didn't lose to the Unearth, right? We lost to the Bob. And I don't want to have cards that kind of stop some of the cards in my opponent's deck. It's a Surgical effect, right? Like Surgical would stop Unearth too. Do I want Surgical against this deck? Not really. Cage is definitely better than Surgical, but like I still don't think that's what this matchup is about. This matchup is about doing this into this, right? So I don't want to deload my deck, and I don't want to cut like cantrips that get me towards my combo to make room for cards that don't quite do too much. Sure. We're probably gonna get discarded a bunch, but the mana base in this, there's no way the mana base in this deck is correct. Like 17 lands, we have 5 green sources to cast our Veils. We have literally 5 green sources to cast our Veil of Summers. That's just not... That's not a reasonable ratio, I don't think. Definitely want the land on top. So next turn we have access to Snare, Opt. Opponent moved to 6, by the way. Alright, so they know that my top card is a land. And they're gonna discard spell me. Makes sense. Hopefully Snare's great. I kind of want to get paired against Amulet. play that matchup from this side of the coin. See what's up. Spell Snare. All right, that's a pretty telling pick right there. That's a pretty telling pick. Maybe I should have let it bolt on top. I think I'm just gonna pass here, and I'm just gonna potentially we can Brazen Borrower. Whatever my opponent plays here. Get some time walk action going on, you know? Okay, we got nothing, so I guess we're just simply gonna opt. Okay. Hitting land drops is nice. Redundant Electrodominance, not so hot. September. Yeah, it is no longer September. It's probably it's almost a year from where that command was relevant, which is funny. I think we cycle this end step. How do we feel about it, chat? Nah, I think we just pass. Now we cycle when we drew the other land. Got him. I think it's important to slow down their clock. Like Snapcaster is actually alright, that's a problem. Snapcaster is actually a clock that they can play at instant speed, which is kind of a big deal. Redundant Simian Spirit Guide. Not where we want to be. We can do a value finale here. I mean, it's probably something that my opponent needs to counter. I think I like that. We take this turn off to just cast Opt and Spell Snare. And Zero Vision, sorry. It is technically a 2-for-1, so our opponent will probably have to mana leak this. Yeah, this hand is awful. This hand is really, really bad. We don't even have... Yeah, there's a mana leak. We can almost pay for the mana leak, which is hilarious. Alright, that's instant speed Rhinos with Electro Dominance. So I think we're gonna take 5. And on my opponent's end step, I'm gonna bounce the Goifle. See what they do. We can get Veiled here, which would be pretty rough. Petty Theft the Goif on end step. Mana leak. Should we pay, chat? I think we're gonna pay. Yep. I mean, it's just so much value, right? Oh, that's freaking hilarious. That is really funny. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to let this resolve. We're going to ping here. And we're going to cast Crushing Footfalls. We can get forced. But we can also not get forced. We're playing this game, chat. We're playing. So this can clock in the air. Goif is so big. Goif is so freaking big. Bottom that, bottom that. Ugh. This is horrible. I think we're just gonna double block this Goif. And then our opponent can Lurrus and recast the Goif, which is of course horrendous for us. But there's nothing we can do about it. Ugh. Snapcaster. For what, Inquisition, I imagine? Yeah. Hey, Royally, how's it going? There's Robert. Whether to attack or not with this Goif is an interesting question. I think they should, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I think I'm gonna brace and Borrower on step. Like if we draw a balance, that would be great, but opt. I like our opponent's deck, it's pretty sweet. Cages would be good, yeah. Nothing like some good old how do we say it? Hindsight conclusions. There we go. They kind of don't have much. So we can do 4, 8 plus 3 is technically lethal. Another Goif. Brutal. Okay, so how do we win here? So we assume that opponent has nothing, right? Damn it. So Electro Dominance, we can kill this. We swing for 3 down to 8. We double chump. Yeah, right? We double chump and then we have to draw. Our opponent needs to have nothing, which is not completely unlikely for them to have nothing, honestly. And then we lose to a million things. We lose to removal spell, etc, etc, etc. So they could have like discard spells in hand that don't do anything. Snapcaster Mages would do stuff. And Gargadon doesn't do anything, so we need to draw like Balance. Balance is the only real draw that we have. And even Balance is still not that great. Sure. So we double chomp. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. That's 3 plus 2 is 5. Alright, so we just died. Womp womp. That matchup didn't seem too great, to be honest with you. That matchup didn't seem too great. This deck is so weird. Can do X equals when I target the other way, but yeah, I guess that would have been the thing. This looks like a keep. Yorion's Sky Nomad. So this could be anything from Bant Control to... I think I'm just going to suspend Ancestral. Against my opponent's control deck. When that Speed is start streaming. He streamed a couple of times actually. There we go. So we can cast as foretold. Drawing the lightning bolt against the control deck kind of sucks. Gaucho99, thank you so much for the Twitch Rem sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. For the 6th month in a row, thank you. Alright, Field Ruin, so we're playing against Bant Control. Force of Negation is not bad. We can hard cast that too. I don't think I'm going to be just like randomly jamming this this as foretold into my opponent's counter magic. Man, the more I think about this deck's mana base, the sadder I become. Like 5 green sources in your entire deck. No other form of mana fixing. No other form of mana fixing. We could exile this. Why is this deck not playing to the west? I don't know. I just copied the list, Gaucho. Definitely needs border posts. I mean, I haven't really struggled with the amount of lands. It's just the colors of your lands are definitely on the sketchy side of things. Like, due to the nature of the combo, you actually do not want to have that many lands in play. So I think that running Simian Spirit Guides just makes sense. You just don't want to have that many lands because you want your opponent to be sacking lands to their restore balance when you don't have a great card in play. Next League Slam running, yeah, with our 5 resources. Sounds right. That's interesting. It's kind of pog. So we can do this on... So I guess I want to use this turn to cast as foretold. My opponent's going to counter it. It doesn't really matter. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that I have less cards in hand for when the Ancestral goes off next turn. Alright, that's fine. We got a 2-for-1 there, nice. So next turn we're going to draw 3. The only issue would be if they slam into Fairy here or something like that. That would be quite problematic. Yeah, I have Force, but I don't have a blue card, so... Having Force doesn't do too much when you don't have a blue card. Yeah, this is what I was... Exactly. Yeah, that's... yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. That is... Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I was... Alright, so we can just pack it in now. Now we cannot cast the Ancestral. This is just all sorts of terrible. Maybe I should have just held on there. Maybe that was just a mistake on my part. Shattering Spree and Ancient Grudge. What artifacts are we afraid of? I really don't understand this list. I really don't understand this list. Like, why are we running so much artifact hate? Remember the time when they printed a playable card that nullified strategies? Yep. At 3 mana. I thought I was gonna play Lurrus Gent. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the considerations, but like playing this deck cost me 15 tickets to buy all the cards that I needed. And like that's less than one of the 2 Croxas that I would need for Lurrus Gent. This is the Lurrus Gent list that I was thinking of playing, and each Croxa is like 20 tickets, which is just slightly more than I'm comfortable paying. Sorry. If anybody has 2 Croxas they can lend me, then we'll play Lurrus Gent. Why the hell is our dual Stomping Ground instead of Breeding Pool? Is this deck is just grossly misbuilt, right? This deck is just grossly misbuilt. I mean, I'm gonna keep this, but like, this deck is just really, really poorly built. Like, so bad. Like, we can't even fetch here for Serum Visions, because if we do that, we only have 3 green source left in our entire deck to cast this Veil of Summer. Which is pretty absurd. So I guess I'm just gonna cast Stomping Ground here. But I can't. I just need to... Oh my god, this is so bad. This is so ridiculously bad. Do we top both? Just in case, yeah, because they're probably going to answer this as foretold. I think this list is just awful. The deck is kind of bad overall. It 5-0'd a prelim. That's why I'm playing it today. You have the Force? You don't, sweet. Send me a 9-hour video, I should watch it at some point. That's probably not gonna happen. Yeah, this Veil is just never getting cast. That's just not a thing. This Veil is never getting cast. Okay. Well, I guess we can cast it with the As Foretold. Alright, that's kind of cool. It still feels like we want to use the Veil to force through our As Foretold, so... Like, that's just never going to happen with 5 green sources in the entire deck. I mean, I think we're ahead. I'm not even sure, man. Well, this isn't going to do anything anymore, so I might as well just cycle it. Pog? And now we reset. Restore balance. We can make them discard the entire hand. No, I don't want to draw because I want them to discard their hand. It seems more valuable for them to have no cards in hand than for me to have 1 card in hand. I guess 2 cards in hand. And we just go all in on this Gargadon. Because we can Electro Dominance and then cast the Restore Balance. Sack everything to the Gargadon and just YOLO. It seems like it is what I have to do here, right? Our opponent has not forced, though. I guess I do this instant speed. We just get so punished if they have another Tef. Make sure, yeah, the Gargadon has 9 counters, so it's not even close to going off, so... I think I just have to YOLO. So, red, cast this. Done. Okay. Cast this. Trigger on the stack. Sack. F6. No lands for you, no cards in hand. All right, sweet. Got there. That's nice. Basic Storm, thank you for the follow. Okay, so they drew a land. They immediately draw a land. I guess we can balance again before we Gargadon. Wow. So I guess we're gonna balance now, right? I don't mind discarding that, so... Destroy 2 of the lands. Because then at this point, when they have 2 lands, they can start remanding me or like mana leaking or whatever. That was fun. I enjoy that. Just casually veiling into the Force of Negation to counter the Planeswalker was just great. Any Ricochet trap? No. No distant memories memes here, bro. Yeah. I'm sorry for playing honest magic, Jose. I'm sorry I disappointed you. Sorry I disappointed you. Our resource? Oh my god. Can we keep this? I'm gonna keep. I mean, I guess we can turn one, make rhinos. I don't think that's gonna be good enough against the control deck. Mold this? No, we can turn one ancestral if we want to, like draw into cards or something. So we do have the Simeon. Do we want to turn one ancestral or do we want to turn one footfalls? I'm gonna do it under upkeep. Because that plays around Force of Negation. So I'm gonna do it under upkeep. I think I'm gonna ancestral because worst case scenario we can suspend this next turn. Which is awful against it's awful against the fairy, but it's better than nothing. So Electro Dominance you for 0. Yes. In before Spell Snare. Ancestral myself. Not even card advantage. Because we use 3 cards to cast 1. Not even card advantage. Classic. Wow, opponent hitting the land drops. Oh, must be nice opponent. Spiral of Canal. Let's see Visions first. That's a good one. I'm like super mega scared of the fairy. I think I'm gonna bottom the Electro Dominance and I'm gonna also bottom the Gargadon. Because I kind of want to draw into, and I'm not gonna suspend the footfalls because the fairy just owns me so hard. So at least I can ask Foretold into footfalls and I can pressure the Teferi. I really want to draw into a Veil. That would be awesome. Don't get my resource, don't get my resource, don't get my resource. Damn it! Alright. No more resources for us. Instant speed cathartic reunion. Yeah, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Udo. I think Udo's fine. Like, it's definitely not great for me, but... So if they have a 2-mana counterspell, I can snare it. Balance. Is balance good? I think it might be good. I did bottom. No, I shuffled. Never mind. I was gonna say I did bottom a Gargadon. I think I could bottom this. Play as Foretold. Unlucky. Unlucky. Do we suspend the Gargadon? We can suspend one Ancestral. I think I'm gonna suspend one Ancestral. Just hope for the best. Snare doesn't do anything against the Fairy anyway, which is the only card that I'm truly scared of here. Opponent cannot get back Uro just yet unless they have another fetch, which they could have. I don't like our spot. Don't like our spot. Stoneforge? Well, now I wish now I wish I had access to that spell snare. Damn it. Was not expecting that. Alright, so they're tapping out. Oh, now? Now you show up? I guess we can Izzet Charm here in response to the equip. We just Izzet Charm the Stoneforge with Snare backup. So we can't suspend the Gargadon then, we just have to pass the turn. Who are you? What have you done with friend? This list 5-0 the prelim, so I wanted to give it a shot and kind of see what's up. Mystic Sanctuary, putting Force on top. Okay. Okay. So now they're going to equip the Stoneforge, I imagine. In response to damage to target creature. They're going to hardcast the Force, and we're going to force back, pitch in Spell Snare. And we just have to draw. Oh, okay. Two, three, four. Okay, so what this tells me is that they don't have another blue card in hand, so they cannot pitch to the Force. Damn it. So I could draw into the Steam Vents, just shock, just to make more landers. I think I like that. Electrodominance, okay. We like that. Do we like the force? I think I do. So we just do top and top. Gonna shock here and pass the turn because we're gonna be resolving Ancestral next turn. So I think we do want to top 2 there, especially when I'm expecting to force something here if necessary. This is the turn that they're gonna get back Udo, which is a big problem for us, or not. Okay. Cast target me. They let us draw. Okay. 9 cards in hand. Yes. So I think I'm gonna just suspend another Ancestral here. Pass the turn. If our opponent wants to play the slow game, we can play the slow game too. Snare. We literally cannot cast this Veil of Summer. It's just not a thing that we can do. How stupid is that? How stupid is the fact that we cannot cast this stupid Veil? God damn it. Alright, we're gonna continue playing it slow here. Fiery Islet. I think I cycle and step. There we go. So we're gonna use 2 mana and we have enough to card cast. Just gonna discard this Veil that we cannot cast. This is so silly. What a stupid deck. Draw 2. Sweet, so we don't have to go to discard now? Awesome. Mana leak. They can still force. This is so stupid. This is so absurdly stupid. God damn it. How many left do we have in this Ancestral? Why can't I see the amount of counters that are left? God damn it, Magic Online. Why can't I see how many counters are left in this Ancestral? How stupid is this? Why would the counter thing just go off of the thingy? This is such a hassle for no reason. Oh, there's just one. Okay, that's why. There's only one. Okay, how do we navigate this, chat? Do we want my opponent to use the force here? Use the force. I think we do because that forces my opponent to double fetch. Which means that they can't put the Archmage's Charm on top again. Why not just pay for Mana Leak? Because I want to exile the Mana Leak so they can't put it back on top. Maybe that's wrong, though. Because we can play around the Mana Leak a lot easier than we can play around the Force or the Archmage's Charm. Okay, so Force my Force, Mana Leak my Force, not pay, and then they're gonna get to draw 2. If they found Teferi there, we are super screwed. So that's kind of the only thing that matters at this point. Like, do they draw Teferi or not? Because if they find Teferi, the game is over. Yep, there we go. All right, so we can pocket it now. We tried, but we actually cannot beat this card, which is pretty funny. Like, the deck just cannot beat the card Teferi. We can't pressure it. There was nothing we could have done at that point. So I don't think that was an early scoop. Teferi dies to Electro Dominance, not if they plus, which is what they're gonna do. Sure. Turn 1, I'm going to suspend Ancestral. With Teferi in play, we cannot actually do that. Like, you cannot cast cards of Electro Dominance while Teferi is in play. Yeah, Teferi stops Electro Dominance. It doesn't stop the damage, but it stops you being able to cast a card off it. Yeah, it's completely stupid. That's why I said that this deck literally cannot beat the card Teferi Time Traveler. It's just not a thing that we can do. You can't cast Staff or Suspend, exactly. Crushing Footfalls, nah. All right. Yeah, so I honestly think that this deck is misbuilt. Like for frying the cyber, kind of, right? I think that the idea is we just scoop to the Teferi decks. We just don't even expect to beat them. But I don't know. Also, we're playing Blood Moon in this deck with only 5 islands. Like, only a single basic island and 4 fetches to find them. Okay. I'm just going to discard one of these restore balances. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, the Teferi decks are playing 80 cards now, right? So they're a little bit less likely to find the Teferi. But if they do find it, you just cannot beat it. Like, you have to counter it on the stack, or you just have to accept that you're going to lose to it, and there's nothing that you can realistically do to stop it. I don't think I want a cantrip just yet, because I'm trying to... Like, I'm pressuring them with all of these suspend cards, and I'm trying to find the restore balance and protect it with Spell Snare. Finale is interesting. Do I want to hit my land drops? I kind of do want to hit my land drops. Not sure that I want to hit them this bad to keep both of these here. We have one ancestral, we have another ancestral here. Honestly, we can just wait 7 turns, just beat them down with Gargadons, which is kind of hilarious. We do need to find ways to push through, though. I'm just gonna bottom these. Our opponent seems to be playing just Blue Moon. The only problem is, like, these ancestrals are not so much as card advantage, because we are just going to discard. So that kind of sucks a little bit. This is the moment, right? So they would need Mana Leak plus Force. Well, there's also that. Got me. Guess I could have played around it if I just paid one more for Electro Dominance. I was expecting Mana Leak over Spell Snare there. That's why I didn't. What is this? Ral Izzet Viceroy. Viceroy? We can find our green source, chat. So we only have Spell Snare. So what we do is we finale choosing Lightning Bolt and Electro Dominance. And we lose to force only. Is that true? I guess Spell Pierce. No, we can beat Spell Pierce. Bolt and Restore Balance. Fuck. They just have all the counters that I can't beat. That's really sad. All right, so this is -8. Finger the ice. So I think I'm just gonna bolt this route right now. Ancestral Me. Up to 8 cards. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. So I'm gonna end step Electro Dominance into Balance. So they're gonna put the Force of Negation on top. So this probably means I want to do this right now. We get got by Snare again, but we also do get got by Mana Leak, so we can counter Snappy. Cryptic, counter draw. Okay, so now they're gonna have Force. It's kind of crazy how helpless I feel with all of these cards. Like, I've been drawing cards like crazy, and it feels like nothing that I do matters. So there's 3 counters here, so we can sack 3 lands. Cast this thing. God damn it. DMK 510, thank you for the follow. This deck isn't looking the best. I mean, we hard agree there. So I just sack 3 lands, and then it gets countered by a Cryptic. Instead of Veil, counter it onto first. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the green splash is there so you can suspend your footfalls thing. Your whatever footfalls. We have so much air. Look at all of this air that we have here. It's kind of insane. See, I think I'm gonna draw 2 one step. So I can finally discard this stupid array that's sitting in my hand. Serum Visions. Bottom top. All right. That's this. 69 viewers, nice. Yeah, you'd love to see it. A classic of the stream. 69 viewers value. Okay. Here we go, baby. 9-7. What you gonna do about it, opponent? Worst part is... wait. Do I sack 2 more lands and just go for lethal? I think this is my chance, right? I think this is my chance. I just YOLO here. won! WMH72. Wow! Wow! Oh my god, what a joke. Amigo Real, thank you for the follow. That was great. That was great. Alright. So we cut one bolt, cut this stupid braid, and submit. More surprise winning with this deck than with Amulet. That's not entirely untrue. That is not entirely untrue. Also, it's pretty honestly pretty unlucky that we literally just started off the league and we play against some pretty awful matchups. Chat, we're gonna be able to cast our Veil. Gonna be able to cast our Veil, chat? Whoops. There we go. Greater Gargadon confirmed broken. Greater Gargadon confirmed absolutely broken. Bridge died for Gaxins. Yeah, I honestly wouldn't mind Bridge being legally modern. KCI died from Mobile Sins. KCI is a little bit more questionable. KCI is definitely a little bit more questionable than Bridge. Pog. We found one of our fine greens. The combo. We found the combo, chat. We found the combo. We found the combo. Crushing footfalls. So I think here on end step, I think I'm gonna Rhino on end step. Should I Rhino right now? I think I'm gonna Rhino right now. And I think I'm gonna pay 3 for it. This plays around Spell Snare. So our opponent would need to have like Pierce or Flusterstorm or something like that. Plus Force. Combo. Pay 2 for Spell Pierce? No. Ping there. Cast Rhinos. Got him. I forgot Flusterstorm was modern legal. Honestly, the only reason why I know that Flusterstorm is modern legal is because Spike loves that card. I don't know why, but he loves it. Not sure why. But he does have an unreasonable love for that card. We're gonna put our Rhino on the top. Yeah, I don't think it's good in Modern. I honestly think it's actually pretty bad. I think it's worse than just Spell Pierce, if I'm being honest. Put the Gust back on top. Remand. Brutal. Well, here we go. Now, in 4 turns, chat, we're going to have a hell of a turn in 4 turns. We're going to have a hell of a turn. A-Style MTG, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Man, I thought I had put... You know what the funny thing is? I said that I put the Rhino on top, and then we drew Crushing Footfalls. You see? You see, chat? Putting Rhinos on top does work. Nope, 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 nope. We want to cast that guy. Cast. It's about that time of the match, chat. It's about that time of the match, chat. Two slow tracks. Now this is bother racing. Yep. Alright, what are you gonna put on top of P? Remand? Remand is kind of a great one to put on top right here. Yep. Can we find our Veil before 4 turns? That'd be hot, hot, hot. Oh no. How about our 3rd Restore Balance that we have no way of casting? That's so much better. If you can't beat one Simian Spirit guy, can you beat a 2nd one? Deprive. Sure. So their hand is Remand. They choose to not use it? Yeah, they choose to not use Mystic Sanctuary's ability. I'm gonna wait for next turn for this. So we are casting 3 spells our opponent needs to answer. I guess 4 spells our opponent needs to answer. Not putting the Deprive on top, that's very interesting. Set them back in Lando at the tempo place. Oh yeah. Alright, my opponent seems to be on desperation mode over there. I think we're gonna get him, chat. I think we're gonna get him. Game 1 was priceless though, with the double Gargadon coming off suspend in the same turn. Alright. Let's start here. Boom. Alright, remand that one. How about this one? Do we remand this one too? Force of Negation. Pitching Spell Snare. Okay. So how about we play a land, we attack, and we cast this one now. How about this one, opponent? How about this one? That one resolves. How about this one? Good, good, good. How about this one? We won a match! We won a match, chat! Woo! Oh yeah! You remember when I said that our turn 4 turns from now was gonna be great? Turns out it was. And you know what won? Yes! 8 bits! 8 bits! That's what you want. That's what good magic is about. This is good, honest magic. Just Grey Ogre. This is so silly. Yes, yes it is. Or one off. We have to ship this, right? If this had been a blue source, I would have kept that, but this hand is a lot better. Gonna keep this one. I think we bottom the Breed? Or do we bottom the Footfalls? I think on the abstract, I think we should bottom the Footfalls. Because we could be playing against like a creature combo deck or something. I'm gonna bottom. Also, the Gargadon is a good one to bottom, I think. Alright, I'm just gonna bottom the Gargadon. We might get punished, obviously, but... Oh yeah, the most. Yeah, we're working so hard for the 1-2. Ugh. Ugh. Huh. Huh. Alright. Guess we should have kept that first hand. This game doesn't matter. Here we go. Oh yeah. Alright, let's have 6. I think I'm just gonna take a short break, go to the bathroom real quick while my opponent goes off, because, you know, I will be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. We lost? Alright, cool. One, two, three, this, and we can cut this out, we can cut this out. I am playing a combo deck, yeah. I don't think I want Moon. Though it might be that the footfalls are just so bad. Does Restore Balance even matter in this matchup? Just like one Blood Moon for the cheese value. Though we do cheese ourselves, because we only have a single island and only 4 fetch lands in the entire deck. Blood Moon is so bad in this deck, it's hilarious. And before you decide to add lands to this deck too. I mean, it definitely is running short on lands. Keep. And we have Spell Snare. Adopt. We can turn one as Foretold, but I think it's better for us to hold up Spell Snare. At least my opponent said that they're a big fan of my work. They did say that they hoped I was on Amulet, though. Well, I'm happy I'm not, if I gotta be honest. Dual deck Rhinos versus Rhinos. Yep. Oh, but it fizzles. Oh, but you can beat it so easily with Force of Negation. Oh, but... Fuck off. Fuck off. Anyway. We got to play a card, but 2 cards beats 1, so it's fair, they win. Yeah, exactly. It's just okay, right? Like, it just makes sense. It falls to a single counterspell. These people are here to protect us from Tron and Burn. Well, I'd rather not be protected, I guess. I want to play a league, yeah. But the deck is so bad. But it falls to a counter spell. But it fizzles. It's fine in the format. But it's never won a big event. Fuck off. Where's... There we go. All right. Remember that time where I was trying to play Magic and then I just lost? Remember? Remember? Nah, I'm just messing around. And again, this is nothing. I want to make this very, very clear. This is nothing against my opponent. This is absolutely nothing against my opponent. My opponent seemed like a good person. They are just allowed to do this. This is not me ranting. This is not me being mad at my opponent. Not at all. I'm just really angry at Wizards for allowing my opponent to do this. But it's not their fault. They're allowed to do it. They're allowed to do it, and that is the problem. This is not me ranting. I guess I meant this is not me like complaining about my opponent. That's what I meant to say. It is definitely me ranting. That's for sure. So turn 1 snare, turn 2 footfalls. Okay. What are we playing against? Is this a Lurrus control deck or is this a Lurrus? Maybe this is burn or something? If poor rant. Yep. That's me. I think I'm just going to suspend the Gargadon here. We might get punished by like a brutality or something, but if our opponent has a discard spell, they just have a discard spell, right? There's nothing that we can really do about it. So we drew a green source, chat. Whew. Whew. On fire. On fire. No need for us to do anything. We're just gonna let the suspend cards do their work. Yeah. If you knew it's so good, why don't you play a league? Shut up, Enlightened Muppet. We don't want that. So this could be Shadow. This could be actually a number of things. Okay. I would pay to see that. I mean, you can pay to see that. If you wanna put your money where your mouth is, you can actually pay to see that. I would pay exactly 1 million. Well, for it can be 1 billion land drops. If you want to pay 1 billion land drops, you can do that too. Or you can pay actual American dollars. That's also available. Oh, this might be the 4-color Lurrus control deck. There was a 4 colors. I was actually eyeing this deck a little bit. It seemed a little bit exciting to me. So it is this thing. This actually top-aided like a PTQ or I don't know, one of the weekend's events, and it looked super neat. So we have multiple forces, Archmage's Charm Cryptics, one of Mana Leak for Classic. I mean, they're never gonna play around it, right? So they have 5 cards. Are they playing Spell Snare? They're not. All right. Gross. turn. So I think I'm just going to... I guess they have 1 mana leak. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna ping their Ran. They don't have spell pierces and stuff, so... This plays around Spell Snare nicely, though. So one of their cards is a land, so they will need to have... That resolved? Well, that's cool. Alright. So attack Ren, attack them. I think I jam here, right? Archmage's Charm, Force of Negation, okay. Okay. They're playing Mystic Sanctuary in that deck. That's so greedy. So their hand is Force of Negation plus something else. Oh, this deck sure is something, huh? This deck sure is something. That's a good exchange for us. That's a great exchange for us. So the last card is a land and a Force of Negation. Seems pretty good for us. Would like to see me play Neoform? Again, you can donate to it. You can donate for it. Restore balancing when losing with style. Yeah, I mean, drawing 3 of our 4 restore balances, maybe it's... It could be categorized as unlucky, you know? I did play Restore Balance once. Okay, so Force plus land plus unknown is the entirety of the contents of their hand. So I think I'm going to tag the Lurrus here. Just like a braided. So they kind of need to force this unless they have something else. Yeah, we played against 4 blue decks. 4 blue decks and I guess Neoform. If that is considered a deck. So I guess we just force the chump here, right? Or the trade, I guess. If they have a snake, we lose the game, probably. It is what it is. All right. I guess my opponent's not very sure about which one to block. All right, opponent goes down to 5. Play this. This hand, though. The only conclusion that I'm drawing from this league is just the format is not prepared for a 10 mana 9/7. Like, the games that we have won is because we suspended Gargadon on turn 1, and then it just came off on like turn 9 or 10, and it was just enough to win the game, which is hilarious. I mean, if they have a snake, like, we just lose. We die to many things here. Yes! Yes! The fourth counterbalance. The fourth counterbalance. Hell yeah. Wow. This deck is great. This deck is great. This deck is great. I guess I'm gonna top both. If they have a snake, we lose. I'm not playing around the snake. Like, good for them. Oh no, they have Cryptic. Draw 2. Oh no! Don't have it, OP. Don't have it. Wow. Well, Blood. Does Bloodmoon seem good? I don't think Bloodmoon is pretty good against the Yashalik deck. Let's see what's up here. Guess they can Dreadbore me. Of course, my opponent's list might be different from this one, right? But I'm still kind of like taking it as a reference. With only one Mystic Sanctuary, maybe I would assume that this was the list that my opponent was playing right now. I mean, Cryptic is the only answer to a resolved Gargadon. I hate that Bloodmoon is somehow not good against the 4-color deck. Yeah, I mean, it's called Archon's Astrolabe, right? Cyberarena Veils, but the Lightning Bolts are actually kind of decent. Honestly, Restore Balance doesn't sound great against the Red and 6 deck, right? Do they have any... They do have Spell Bombs. I doubt they're going to be bringing in Spell Bombs against me, however. Because I'm thinking about the finale, right? Cut one Spirit Guide, I guess. Restore Balance doesn't seem great against a lot of decks. I mean, especially when you draw 4 copies of your Restore Balance and you don't draw anything else, you know? That also doesn't help. Just gonna Crushing Footfalls on one, I think. Pog. If they have a discard spell, good for them, I guess. But we're still probably going to be able to leverage this Veil of Summer anyway. Correction Restore Balance doesn't seem great. I kind of agree with that, yeah. So they do know about the Veil. Snake is pretty good here. It's a way to deal with the rhinos. I wonder if they just slammed the Lurrus. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Yep. There you go. It kind of makes sense, honestly. So the best draw would be maybe like an Ancestral Vision. 10 out of 5. Yeah, that sounds about reasonable. 10 out of 5 review for this deck. I love how you can't protect with green and with blue at the same time. Just freaking hilarious. Could have double force. Maybe that Stomping Ground should be a breeding pool. I mean, you do need double red because of the other thing. What I think is that you're playing too many Spiral Bluff Canals, and you probably shouldn't be playing those. You should be playing fetch lands instead. Or the Fiery Islets. Though the Fiery Islets have been nice. Is this a Dono deck? No, it is a Know Thy Enemy deck, which I am wholeheartedly regretting playing. But it's fine. I mean, we played some silly games, which is fun. We did play some silly games. All right, it's not bad. Let's start there. I should have played my land first, by the way. Could potentially be a mistake. Yeah, it's totally gonna be a mistake. Why did I get hasty there? Why did I get hasty there? Now we're gonna get forced. God damn it, I'm so stupid! So stupid. I could have just hard cast the force. Very silly. Very, very silly. Okay, here come the rhinos. Rhinomania. Bottom that, bottom that. So this does slow the clock a little bit, which is nice. And we have access to Spell Snare plus Hardcast Force here. Got him! mean, it's not like the best exchange ever, but it was a fun exchange. Oh, they just had another push, damn it. We can ping this with Lecture Dominance, so that's something. We probably should be pinging this one, though. I mean, I guess we'll see. They have Snapcasters, yes, 3 Snappies. I mean, I'm blocking the Lurrus. Sure. They didn't damage... What? Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't understand the attack. Like, if they were not gonna ping the Rhino, then why did they attack? They just wanted to gain life? That seems not great. Yep, in Gargadon we trust. In Gargadon we trust. I mean, if we draw Restore Balance, we're in great shape. Right? If we, like, we know their opponent's drawing a push. I guess that they would need to have a counterspell, which they didn't have last time. So if they have a counterspell, we know that they're drawing a push here. So they need to have a counterspell. And if we do actually find Restore Balance, I think we just YOLO. Restore Balance? Yeah, we just YOLO. Both of these are in 9. Yep. So we're going to activate this ability, sack this, activate this ability, sack this ability, sack this ability, sack this. YOLO, baby! Alright, they have it. Cool. Moving on to the next game. I think I like this. Again, we could have access to Anger. I think the instant speed answers to Lurrus are going to be better. We could have won with GG beats. What do you mean? Yes, yes. Oh, Greater Gargadon. No, we couldn't, because the Gargadon was not going to be in play, right? On the right side, I'm going to be able to play a better deck, yeah. Looking forward to that. I don't think we can bottom the Foretold there. Alright, alright. Of course, we're never going to find our green source, because we have 5. So... Snare. And I think we just run into force here, face first. But at least we get a 2 for 1. Or not. That's cool. It's cool that that happened. That was nice. I do respect my decision to give garbage a shot. Yeah. Garbage can be great. I think people undervalue garbage. Also, garbage does deliver great stories sometimes. Another as foretold. So I think we're going to try to press our advantage here. I think I want to try to opt into a 0. Not that one, because we're actually ahead on board. Awkward. Yes, this is the one that I wanted. Pass the turn. God damn it. If you want to run some garbage, how you consider giving only mana? Well, the thing is that this game actually 5-0'd a prelim, right? This deck, I mean, actually 5-0'd a prelim. That's the only reason why I'm playing. If this deck had not went not gone 5-0 in a prelim, I would not be playing this. But since it did, we are. It's the only reason. It's the literal only reason. So you're gonna attempt to push here. You're gonna cast this with as foretold. With force. Got him. So let's cast Serum Visions. Let's see if we find it. God damn it. Bottom both of these. Rhino, getting there. Gonna shock and pass the turn. How lucky the man's gonna 5-hour problem with this? Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm playing the deck wrong. I don't know. But that's what I wanted to figure out, you know? Oh yeah, look at that mana base. Look at that mana base. You love to see it. You do love to see it. That one's a good one. We're gonna keep that one on top. All right, so now as foretold goes up to 3. So we're gonna cast our second as foretold for free. I guess we're gonna attack first. Why is my opponent not attacking and not blocking either? I don't understand. So we're gonna cast this one with as foretold. And then we're gonna cast this one with as foretold. Then we're gonna hard cast. Do we? Yeah, I guess we do counter this. It is counter worthy. Two and three. 2 and 3. Hell yeah. That has to count like a Pro Tour top 8 or something. 2 and 3 with blue-red as foretold. It has to count like a Pro Tour top 8. It's basically the same level of a challenge, you know. Got half of my money back? Yeah, hell yeah. Wow, the one time you get your pyramid together is the dragon face, John. Come on. Come on, man. Alright, folks, does anybody have some number of Crocsas? Because I never want to play this deck ever again in my life. So we're never going to be doing that. But do any of you folks have a Crocs I can borrow? Hey, John. Yeah. I think this deck is closing thoughts for the YouTube video. I think this deck is actually just misbuilt. Like I understand the idea, but I don't think that this deck is properly built. I don't think that this mana base is just a working mana base. I think we got super lucky. But having 5 resources, 5 green sources to cast your Cyber Veil of Summer is just not reasonable, especially when your opponent, like in the matchups where you want Veil, your opponent will actually have access to Field of Ruin very often. So they get rid of your green source, and then like you just have dead. Your most impacted card just gets turned into a dead card. So I do think that you want to add one more green source at least. Oddly enough, I do think that 17 lands felt reasonable, which is crazy to say in a deck with as Foretold. But just from a deck building perspective and what the deck is trying to do, unlike the living end versions of the deck, this deck actually wants to be on very low amount of resources, so you can leverage as Foretold and restore balance better, even when you don't draw a Grave Gargadon. So having access to Simian Spirit Guide not only speeds up your as Foretold, but also gets rid of cards, both in your hand and in your deck. So your restore balance become a lot better. Oh, sweet. Oh, thank you, Pokison. So I will open trade with you then. But yeah, I think that the deck is okay. The forces are a little bit on the greedy side. We have a very small amount of blue cards. But like the deck is medium. I could see it being good, and like once you get more familiar with the deck and the matchups, you can probably just have a way to compete in the format again. Like the deck went 5-0 in Aprillium, right? So clearly it's not as bad as other decks that we have played in this stream, but. Yeah, I don't think you can play Spiral of Canals. You probably need to play like Sanandra Green Pulse and more fetches just to make sure that you have enough green sources. If you want to play Veil, you can just not play Veil, and that's still fine, and just have Footfalls only. Though we did suspend Footfalls multiple times, and when it was actually relevant. So I think that we probably do want to have access to some green sources so we can randomly suspend Footfalls. The games that we did win is because like this and this cards were relevant and hard to interact with, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this league. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.